If a sexual predator demonstrates 4 or more of these characteristics that I'm about to read to you, there is a very good chance that they very well either are a person who has committed a sexual abuse or potentially will be a person that will commit an act of sexual abuse. Here are the characteristics to be able to look out for. Engaging in repeated acts of physical contact with young children or adolescents.
And I'm around kids every day. I coach basketball. I have for a long time. All ages, all sexes. I've had kids at my house. Overnight parties, big ones, small ones, and I'm around kids every day.
Inflicting pain or humiliation on others reflects their non-empathetic nature.
I should have snapped your neck at McDonald's.
You will leave in a body bag, whore. Promise you. I'm not going to kill you, but I will set my dogs loose, and you won't make it.
And I will beat your brains right out of your fucking head.
Taking 0 precautions when undressing in public areas. They enjoy being seen. Secretly watching others who are undressing, unclothed, or engaging in sexual activities.
Show the video of the little boy shitting all over the bathroom. Believe I got you on camera. Better believe it. I want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. There's 1,000 Toys R Us kids, Toys R Us that I can play with.
Cognitive distortions when describing criminal acts. For example, a person that describes a rape by saying things such as, well, that girl was wearing a short skirt, she deserved it. When they have that cognitive distortion when describing criminal acts, displaying that empathy, that's another characteristic of a sexual predator.
You take him to a hotel room if you're going to be a slut.
Now, again, these are characteristics. What we're going to get to next is some of the outgoing type characteristics that identify themselves, where once a person's identified or even being investigated, parents and staff members will say, there's no way that guy could have, or that lady could have never done this. They're so outgoing. They're so personal. That, again, is one of the extra characteristics we'll describe. Lack of victim empathy. We talked a little bit about that with the rape angle. They don't have empathy for anyone that's a victim.
Battle of weak-ass women.
Poor coping or self-management skills. Always late. Unable to get simple tasks done. Bills paid. Things like that. Increased hostility that grows like grass. You can actually see them getting angrier and angrier and angrier. And it usually will be on a similar topic, but they don't have the ability to back themselves down.
And I will beat your brains right out of your fucking head.
Emotional identification with children. Kind of self-explanatory, but you'll see that really tied in. And I saw it in one of the people identified who was a teacher, who the kids described as, she's just a great friend. She's my best friend. And it doesn't mean, again, that teachers that are friendly should be looked at as sexual predators. No way whatsoever. But when we talk to these children about this individual, they would say things like, well, we related really well. She just seemed like she was my age and going through my struggles. That type of discussion and that type of characteristic is what we're discussing.
But that kid means the world to me too. I'm still working on that transfer too. But yeah, man, let me show y'all this video. This video right here, I made for little Sammy. He can't be on YouTube because of them people, you know. They try to make it ugly. So I made this video for him. And tried to make him feel good. And I think it did. Yeah, it's got different pictures of me. One, I'm flexing. You have no idea, dude. You have no idea.
Yeah. my thoughts get so bad, I'm like, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. Cause I know you got me fucked up. Let me show you what's up. Oh God, adrenaline wasted. So mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. What it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll put it on your face to make you go take it back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know.
Self-regulation problems, again, employment problems, impulsivity, substance abuse even, volunteering for anything and everything involving children. Now, again, this is combined with some of these other characteristics. If you have a wonderful volunteer and somebody that's always wanting to do that, we praise those people. But again, making sure that that characteristic isn't combined with any of the others will help us prevent having a sexual predator in the environment that we're discussing and we're trying to prevent. And then finally, what makes sexual predators so difficult to notice, and what we discussed earlier, is one of the greatest identifiers of characteristics is they're extremely well liked and adamantly defended. That's the final characteristic of sexual predators. They have, that's a common characteristic. A lot of times they're very well liked. That's what makes them very good at hiding for so long in an area where people are, pretty well versed in looking for things that are danger to their children. So again, knowing these characteristics, knowing that a sexual predator, when approaching a young girl that they don't know, will say things like, "Hello, that's a nice dress." And if that young girl looks up and says, "Thank you very much, I appreciate that," that sexual predator will immediately move on from her as a target because she had some assurance. She had that ability to accurately describe, or really accurately talk for herself, but she had that self-awareness and that self-confidence where if a person once a sexual predator makes that comment and that genuine, "You have a very pretty dress," if the potential victim drops their head and says thank you or just drops their head and looks away, that's an immediate target for a sexual predator with a history of abuse. Somebody that looks like they can't defend themselves or is, in their minds, the way they justify this to individuals, especially young individuals, they justify them and describe them as non-human. These are some very difficult things to discuss. Obviously, the more we talk about these things, the more we know about them, the more we are looking out for them, the better chance that we can avoid ever experiencing them.